And we are recording. Welcome, everyone. This is your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. I have two very, very special guests today. But before we get into that, first of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Durandal. This is a tabletop role playing game in the times of Charlemagne's court, featuring mythic chivalry and legendary warriors. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released New Flash, a future noir tabletop RPG where cyberpunk meets biological horror. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by The Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG where you play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You'll find it in their website. The links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Era Zone Zine Quest prototype tabletop RPGs. This Kickstarter features a collection of zine format tabletop role-playing games ready to play. But with minimal artwork and playtesting, it's a wild collection of ideas covering everything from science fantasy, science fiction, horror, you name it. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. So today we have Helder from Newborn Games. He is the head of Newborn Games. And we have Daniel Caballo, the author of Asilo, the tabletop RPG of clinical and psychological horror. For those of you that do not know, later on tonight I am going to make another video on Asilo. Definitely check it out. So, Helder, Daniel, welcome and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
It's an honor. It's an honor to finally meet you after seeing a lot of your videos. It's amazing to be here.
Excellent, excellent. And before we go deeper into the whole crowdfunding thing, tell us about your current projects.
May I set up the whole thing so and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
advertise Asilo, okay? Let's just to present a bit of Newborn Games is it's a project funded by myself, Daniel as well, and M Solid, author of Demon Ninja. So we
Wait,
created.
you mean this amazing game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody,
Yes,
check out the Demon Ninja. It's really good.
yes. We're 100% indies. Okay, we're the equivalent of punk rock garage of role playing game designers, in the sense that we produce everything in house. We do our own promotion, and we won't compromise the vision of our games to appeal to a trend, okay, to appeal to a modern trend, or we don't care if if it appears modern or whatever. I see role-playing games as a expression of art in itself. So and I was kind of resigned to think like, well, nobody will ever buy my game, so I'll just do digital versions. Maybe I'll produce a physical version for myself and my friends who enjoy my games, but that's it. And then Danielle has come up with this. Oh, we could, do like a joint venture of sorts, and we could promote each of our games. Like we could build a team. And I was like, no, 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 no. You know what? The problem with crowdfunding is getting the money. The problem starts when you get the money, because now the game must appear. Now the game must be produced.
Please allow me to interrupt you. So
Sure.
it's sort of like a society because I thought that Helder was like the head of the studio and Daniel was like an independent author, and then so you both created Newborn Games.
Yeah.
With along with
Along with my
with
Solid.
M Solid. But but we have a modus operandi. So and that's let me just talk a bit about it. Why I say we're a punk rock, because what he did is I'm myself a musician. I have a band, so I don't know how to advertise role playing games. I didn't know jack about it. Now I know how to do all that stuff. Now I know how to talk to the printer factories. Now I know all that language, that layout, that amazing cover. I'm not an artist myself. I don't draw, but I did the layout of that amazing cover, and I'm really proud of it. And that emboss, that titles embossed when when the light reflects on it. I did a lot of study. That was something I asked the factory to do, and I'm really happy that you point out when you received the book. I was really happy. Oh, he figured out, he noticed that. He noticed that that's a detail that
Hmm.
that says to me that you're quite sensitive to the art, to the way the game is presented. So the punk rock bands, nowadays it's not like that, but in the 70s they produced their own covers. They did everything by themselves because the mainstream didn't care what they would do. So but the underground dig it. The underground understand what they did. So we did this, and I thought, no way, M Solid won't be presenting himself. I'll act as his manager. I'll present him. He's the artist. He's going to drop his new album, that is Demon Ninja, and the reviewers are the radios that will be passing his music, and the conventions will be the gigs well he'll be in. And so and I did a press kit. He received a press kit. That's what I do to promote my band. I do press kits. So I'll put the pictures of my band, the links to hear the tunes. So I did the same logic, but I did this analogy. So I created this modus operandi. In a way, I created a lot of the steps to do. And I told to them, we'll rotate this. Each one of us will be the client. So when we're promoting this game, the artist won't have to do a thing. The only thing he has to care about is to talk to the backers, to appear in the interviews, to be there where there's a convention, to sign the autographs. So we'll promote this artist, we'll promote this designer, we'll promote, instead of his music, his game. So and I think we achieved it pretty well, having in mind that we're small guys. Okay, we're not a big company, but I'm really proud of what Demon Ninja became. Of the people love it, and I'm really happy for M Solid. So now it's Daniel's turn. Um, like I said, three of us, we created newborn games. We have, however, we have this client Ariel who did just roll with it. So he's not part of the newborn games team, but he's the independent author in this case,
Oh, yeah.
and we're helping him out to getting promoted. We didn't have full management because he has his own way, but we helped it. We did like a revision of he had everything right with the Kickstarter, um, presenting him to reviewers in order to give some visibility to his game. And since I created this modus operandi, but I'll need it myself when I promote my own game, and I won't be promoting my own game. It doesn't fit. So Danielle, to we're just three guys, so we can't we're not outsourcing or anything. So Danielle took the management of Ariel. So that's why you see emails from him promoting Ariel, and because he'll be managing my he'll be my manager next year. So so this is a very indie take, but you understand when I said this is very punk rock in a way. Like these
Yes,
bands
and it
promote
seems
each
to
other.
me like the teamwork is very solid. You have solid teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we respect each one role. So in a way, I might appear to be the head of it because I created this modus operandi, but we have clear lines. So I advise Daniel a lot, but the last calls for his own game is always his, and the same with M Solid. We had a lot of talk about the cover. I actually have to do a mock-up of the cover to convince M Solid that this was the best cover he could happen. I'm glad he finally agreed with me because we had like
Back and
well,
forth.
well, yeah, it's not like it's not actually a fight because with Peaceful Guys, but it went back and forth. But when I did a mock-up of the cover, I actually did it open so we could see the cover and that it belonged to the back cover. He looked at it and he said, "You're right. No, you're right. Sorry, you were completely right. This is it." And we went forward with it. And so as for Asilo, I suggest a lot of things, a lot of strategies, but the last calls are always Daniel. So and I think and we talk a lot. We like those well-functioning couples. The succeed couples usually the couples that I see that usually succeed are usually the ones that communicate a lot, even when they disagree. And because the other person when you communicate with that person, not when you jump ahead of conclusions. So me and Daniel, we talk a lot about Asilo, how to present Asilo, would be the best way to do it. I did a lot of proofreading for Asilo, a lot, even mechanical terms. We sometimes because when you create a game, everything is fluid, everything is logical in mind. Even if the game is broken, you'll make it work because the game from back to forward. And but I helped Daniel with no, we have to come up with technical terms, and these terms have to be the same for the whole book, even. And writing an RPG is hard because you have to do two kinds of text: the flavor text, the text that gives you the vision of the game, that makes you fall in love with that setting, with that world. But then you have to have this technical text, very incisive, very detailed, where that no leaves shadow of doubt about the procedures. And that's a drag to write that text, but it needs to be. So you need to master two different voices in the book. It's very hard, actually. People don't
Like
don't know how hard it is.
the art and science of the book.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Mhm.
completely right. So I was just explaining how new board games works, and I let Daniel talk a bit about his approach regarding Asilo, so his role in this experience, I guess.
Okay, so when it comes to Asilo and in a way validating what you said about the terms and how the game came out to be in these final versions. It's a game that I've been working on for about 8 9 years, and it had a lot of iterations, a lot of rules changing, a lot of back and forth, a lot of brainstorming and playtest, and a lot of times I ended up seeing the document, revising the book, and see some form of Frankenstein's monster, uh, regarding how many stitches the game already had because of copy and the pasting and deleting and writing all over again on the same document. It became I'm not going to say messy, but sometimes I had vision in my head while reading the book and be like, damn, you are a monster. And you'll be a fine, good one if it all works in the end. And besides, before becoming a game designer, I was and still am a writer and a poet. So the best part for me to write it's the flavor text. And one thing that I I learn about myself. The things that I like to write are horror stories. I started with novels, with crime novels, but I found out that I really love to write horror stories, and I found out that the best way to write an horror story is less is more. I don't use I don't use vivid descriptions. I don't go full on details and body or whatnot. I just leave hints and I let the reader's imagination do the rest. Like I said in the book in Asilo, when it comes to the comfort tools and whatever the game table can come as a consensus of what should happen and not happen. In the end, it doesn't matter because even if you cut a scene to black, if you let your imagination, it will curse you. It will come after you, and that thing that you wanted to block will arise sooner or later. And that's the beauty in horror when it comes to role-playing games, because you are using not the readers but the player's imagination against themselves. And I believe the Asilo is very damn good at doing so. All my sessions are sort of chaotic. It all depends on how the players approach it. But when you come to the conclusion, when you come to the end of the session, there is always a moment of realization. There's some sort of quietness, of stillness in the air as electricity courses the table and the players, and everyone takes a deep breath and gaze into each other's eyes, and they're like, "This was an experience. This was something else." And it's something beautiful to see, even if the story and the actions that took place were morbid, were horrible, were inhumane. What lies with the players is something magical, something beautiful.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So sometimes we need to explore the darkness to find the light. The light is
Oh
always
yeah.
brighter in the darkness, always. And for
It's
those
a
of you
very
that are
nice.
watching and do not know, Helder and Daniel are going to be participating in my cult one shot. We are playing La Cena scenario, horror game. Definitely check it out. It's going to be out in April 12th. And I am also going to run Asilo. After that, I am planning a one shot for Asilo. So we have a lot of things coming. But now, Helder and Daniel, please tell us about your experience with crowdfunding and specifically the do's and don'ts and
Oh,
your confrontation with a scammer, with a scam.
Well, we'll take turns, Daniel. What about it?
okay.
Let's
Okay.
we'll
I
take
can I
turns.
I I can I can take the reins this time. So when it comes to crowdfunding, um, well, like Elder said, in the beginning we didn't know anything about anything, so we went for the most popular option, which was Kickstarter. And thanks to the contacts from MSolid, we were able to create a Kickstarter account, because Kickstarter doesn't like Portugal when it comes to creating a Portuguese account, so we had to use a proxy um, to make it work. And we went from there. We were testing constantly, seeing what works, what doesn't, and through the press kit that Eller mentioned, we were able to take some form of what you can say, or what you can call first steps. Um, other than this, well, we were exchanging emails with printers and publishers to have some form of budget and see how much it will take, and in what formats, either be it a PDF or soft cover, hardcover, what kind of hardcover. A brand new terms came from that learning experience. And we were very conservative when it came to investing and into budget. And sooner or later, the book was done. and that's the thing that led to us using Demon Ninja. Demon Ninja was from the three of us was the game that was finished. It was written, it had art, it had some form of cover. We just needed to embellish it and make sure that it was a okay. Asilo was in the sort of final stage, and the Silent Lake Elders game is still in development, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Um, so advertising Demon Ninja, starting the Kickstarter campaign, engaging a lot with Facebook groups, Instagram, reviewers, and spreading the word. And keeping the fingers crossed so that everything went well. And after some scares, some trouble and tribulation, everything turned out well in the end. Uh, but we are still testing stuff in the name of science. So we went instead of using Kickstarter for Asilo, we thought about, okay, let's use GameFound, since the GameFound is more focused, it's more tailored to games, and we have a game because Kickstarter just takes everything, either be books, tools, games, board games, TTRPGs, you name it, it's there. Game Found, since it's more niche, so to speak, and we have a niche game, let's put it there and see how it works. And there, like everything else, you have a new tool, you need to learn how to use the new tool. There's a new learning curve, and it's very different from Kickstarter. Kickstarter has a more of a streamlined approach, but Game Found takes everything into consideration. And like Elder said in one of our previous meetings, game found is it's very difficult for the producer, for the people that they are trying to promote something there, but it's amazing for the follower and the potential backer, because everything is there. Everything fits well on screen, either be it on your
Is
PC or
gamified and
yeah,
is gamified.
and it makes sense because it is a crowdfunding platform directed to games. Makes sense. And we are in the final stage. We are at that stage that we know everything is it's all good. It's all good to go. It's all set. But we are all like, okay, let's double check and triple check. Let's just make sure that everything is really okay, and we can proceed. That's the stage where we are. Our OCD is just pulling our brakes, so to speak. And when it comes to Silent Lake, well, time will tell. But I believe from this learning experience, me and Elder are all set up for maybe after uh, the crowdfunding for Asilo is done, to create a new game fund page and slowly but surely and steadily start
And early
creating and early. Yeah.
promoting like 1 year, if it takes. We're all learning a lot of it. I must say, we might be indie, but we're not crazy. We took 1 year of research. I I'm not exaggerating. We study a lot. It took 1 year of research before launching the Kickstarter of Demon Ninja. 1 year of research. I searched a lot of crowdfundings. Why they were succeeded, what they have in common, and those who failed, what they had in common, and I reached conclusions. And I said, no, let's do this for Demon Ninja. Let's not do this for Demon Ninja. Oh, these guys were succeeded like 900%. Okay, what they've done. Of course, non-companies always have this leverage that we don't. But there was small-time guys that were succeeded because they did the right steps. I must say that Kickstarter might be a better tool for a new creator, an indie creator, but GameFound is safer. GameFound, well, it reflects a bit of the American, the European approach. Actually, Kickstarter is all American, so it doesn't take any responsibility. It charges you of its percentage around 80%, and everything else is the creator's responsibility. It's all, and
I
that's
find
it.
it
Game.
very, very strange that Kickstarter had that like difficulty or issue that if you're from Portugal, you have to use like a proxy.
Yeah.
That
Doesn't
sounds
make
very
sense.
behind the times. Uh-huh.
What they think Portugal is. We ruled, we ruled the world like 500 years ago. Like, America didn't even exist, and we ruled the world. So now we're part of, and we're part of Europe. Europe. So, but but that's
Yeah,
okay. That's
there are
okay.
a lot of inconvenient things in history, so it wouldn't surprise me that they pushed that to the side, but I know it pretty well, especially I've seen it in history and I've seen it in tabletop RPGs, from Red Room Publishing. What's the name of this game? Uncharted Seas. You have Portugal as a major power. It's quite obvious, but yes, there are some people that usually put that under
Um,
the rug. Yeah.
I think it's because they want to sanitize history, but I don't think
Mhm.
it's the way to honor our ancestors. And
Mhm.
you don't have to. I think you must not sanitize history. There were great things, there were horrible things, but we can't judge with the modern lens. Because we are 100% sure that 50 years from now, we won't be judged because we're, 100% correct with our moral superiority. But I think 50 years from now, they'll be laughing from have this arrogant approach. But I digress. So I was like saying, regarding this crowdfunding, I don't know if you want to just to tell this story of what the gritty thing, or I think you so maybe go to this part. Okay, so thing is, we're doing crowd game found to we're just Daniel said later stages, but let's clarify later stages of the pre-production, because the real game will be in April 14th. That will be the day we'll launch the campaign. Will be running 4 weeks. It will start on a Monday to end on a Friday, and will be under fire at that moment. So Game Founder has a different logic. Kickstarter is all about running a campaign and collecting the backers. Game Found is about accumulating followers before the campaign, and then you try to convert the followers into backers. And they have a system. They don't force you to, but they strongly encourage you to have a gift for followers, for that people who followed before the campaign launch. They encourage you a lot. A gift. That gift can be a discount, an offer. We'll have a couple of scenarios exclusive for followers. One of them will be lost case. Daniel wrote several lost cases to be included in the book, but one of them won't be included in the book, is only accessible as a follower. And the other scenario will be a crossover of my own game. I wrote this scenario to be a crossover. It doesn't make sense in the Asilo universe. It's a pun, okay, if you want, but it's a nice scenario where you try out a bit of my setting of my upcoming game that's called Silent Lake. So, and regarding this crowdfunding, what happens? Game Found attracts these followers. People get to know. You may reach the creator in the Game Found. You press a button and you send a message. But contrary to Kickstarter, it's not a message system. It's an email that enters in the creator's email, and the creator chooses to respond. And if the creator wants to respond, responds directly to the follower's email, not to a system within GameFound. So GameFound gives the opportunity to the creator to but claims any responsibility of communications. It's an exception because GameFound is very responsible and make sure everything is correct. But regarding communications, they give the opportunity. Any communications are outside GameFound. So what happened? We had this a couple of girls that asked about Asilo influences, and I exchange emails. Send us we have this nice infographic with pills saying the influences, and that's great, it's great. And how can we help promote Asilo? We said, well, we have this press kit. If you want to distribute in your network, that's okay. It's something that usually we only send to reviewers, but if you want to help, why not? Um, are you a reviewer yourself? Are you a play tester? Are you a do you know? Are you a YouTuber? No, no. But if I may find, I'll reach for you, of course. So there was a couple of girls that did a similar approach, and then appeared this guy. I won't say names, okay, because it involves some non-publishers, non designers that don't have any fault regarding what happened. But there's this guy that reach us and ask exactly the same questions. So it appears all innocent because they're very legitimate. You know, they're actually people that reach you if you're a creator on GameFound, and they actually ask how they can help because they want the game to come out, and that's perfectly reasonable. So the approach was very similar. Oh, can I help? We're saying, well, we want to give credibility to Asilo. So what we do, and we share, like, we don't have anything to hide. We said, we reach reviewers, they do the reviews, we show quotes about the most catchy phrases but real. We give links from where these quotes come from. Usually videos could be a text from a blog talking about Asilo, because we believe in credibility. Okay, we don't want to say our game is great. We want to quote someone like yourself, like El Jaguar, or other reviewer that we give credit, that we know the views, we know the editorial line, and if he says Azul is great, fine. That's we believe in that. We believe it's we. So and he said, "Have you thought about marketing?" Well, we don't know jack about marketing, but sure. Do you have anything to share? Of course. And well, I don't know myself, but I have this. My uncle. My uncle is a designer, and he's well succeeded on Game Found. Oh, I'll give you the link, and he showed you a link. This was all in email. I pressed the link. So there was this. Like I said, I won't say the name of this person because this person has any fault of it. But he showed the Game Found page with dozens of well succeeded games. And then when I said dozens, I'm like 20 or so, and each of them had raised like tens of thousands, like 60K, 50K, 40K at a time, and very nice games. Uh, Solo game boards, actually, not role-playing games. And I replied, well, it's not the same thing, but I'm impressed. It's actually a very good rate. Your uncle is very talented. So I'm not sure if we can replicate, because we're very niche, and Azil is actually even more niche than Demon Ninja actually is, and Demon Ninja is very niche. But and he said, well, you could talk to him, to my uncle, ask him how he does it, ask him. You okay? But your uncle doesn't know me. No, you tell me. You come from me. Okay. If he doesn't mind you sharing his email, oh, I'll talk to him. Oh, then he replied later email. I reached to this designer and I said, oh, your nephew told me about this campaign. I'm actually impressed. If you have any words of wisdom to share. Um, and I showed a link of Azil. This is our game. It has nothing to do with your games, but this is our thing. We're not board game designers. We enjoy board games, but we don't do it. We do role-playing games. And we reply, oh, it's very nice. It has this identity. It's very unique. I really like it. But you don't. I don't do. I don't have any social leverage. I just design games. I actually hired this guy, especially in marketing. You could talk to him. Maybe he finds something for you. I said, okay, if he shares, if he would do something to promote Asilo. It's very different for what you have. And he said, no, you said you come from my party. Okay, so he again a referral. So I
Mhm.
reached this guy, this you know marketeer guru, and I reached him. Oh, this Mr. Designer sent me to you, and blah 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 blah. This, and he says, oh yes, and I gave the link of Asilo. Oh, it's very interesting. Well, it's not something that I usually work, but I think I could make it work to reach and specific targeting a specific audience. Okay, okay, and and then he was like talking about direct mass direct messages. I don't understand a lot of it, but I thought it doesn't seem very targeting, massive directive. It looks like spam. And I thought, "Oh, you know what? I'm not an activist myself, but I do care a bit about ethics. At least I don't believe in just spamming. I
Mhm.
believe in targeting. I know the game is niche. This is Dungeons and Dragons. Even Dungeons and Dragons doesn't appeal to everyone. So it doesn't. It can't work like that. Okay, but we could reach an audience. So it actually seemed very fishy to me. But when I looked again to the this designer's page with a lot of well succeeded projects, and they're real, they're not fake, they're real. It's an actual person that does it. And so I said, okay, tell me your conditions, how much it costs, what you get, blah blah blah. And he told me a price, and like about 500 or so. And I said, well, we didn't plan this budget. Okay, so I tried to negotiate way down, like 100 or so. And I actually thought, of course, he won't, he'll refuse, but I just want to know how much he would drop. And I told him, would you ever consider doing like this, even if it was, a smaller work? He says, it gives me a lot of work to do this, because I have to build this newsletter based on your image, do this. And I said, okay, it's a bummer, but I don't have that money. And if I did, I would be actually buying more art for Asilo if I had that kind of money, not be spending on marketing. Okay. And he said, okay, I believe in long-term relationships. And maybe if this work for you, maybe you'll consider invest more in a upcoming game. Okay, sure. So I had this a reunion with Daniel, presenting. Okay, I negotiated this. We'll spend like 100 euros. It's around $100, so it's not a huge budget, but it's a fairly amount of money. And he thought it was fishy. But I showed him, this designer's page. I said, come on. And he says, okay, we'll do it for science, but we're rationalizing this. If this turns out badly, if this is a scam, we know that we lose this money. But if it doesn't, it's actually ship for. If we could get a margin of this guy's success, a margin, it will actually be great for us. So let's do this. And I pay that person, and he asked me for graphics. I sent some graphics. And actually, he did a newsletter, a page with MailChimp, something very professional. Of course, I'm not a graphic designer myself, but I studied cinema. I do my own layouts. I do cover layouts. I do my own character sheets for almost any game I play. So I have quite of experience. So I put, I pointed like, oh no, that background doesn't work. This is clinical horror, so it has to be full white behind. This it has. So I try to give him some the language. We use this core tagline. You are disease. This Asilo is the cure. Try to put this. Okay, and he actually corrected the newsletter and show how it seems now. Actually, great, and that's great. Then another guy sent this message saying, "Oh, how are you promoting your your Asilo game?" So we had this couple of girls. We had this third guy that has this uncle, and it was actually Daniel who replied. But the conversation was very similar. Well, we have this, this approach. Well, but have you tried marketing? And I thought, oh, this is someone else selling this services, but of course we'll already serve. We won't be paying anyone more. And oh, because I have this uncle. This is a very succeeded here, and it was exactly the same uncle. And then I said, "Oh, your horses." And Daniel actually replied, "Such a coincidence. Your cousin already presented your uncle. We're learning a lot from you." And just replied, "That's great to hear." Reticences. And then I had this quick reunion with Daniel. I think we're being scammed. But the newsletter actually existed, and I was searching. The first guy that has this uncle is actually a guy that exists. He's a graphic designer. The second guy is actually that is supposedly the cousin of this game designer. Is actually a game designer himself. But this, I think, the graphic designer is from Canada. The other is from UK. So this is you know a transatlantic family of
Yeah, an hell
game
of
designers, it
an hell of
seems.
a family.
And I thought, you know what? These people actually exist, but I think he created emails with the same names, and he uses real people. And we did a test. So I searched the official site of this game designer. That's the thing that I should have done in the first place. That was the thing. And then I reached and I thought, oh, there is this contact. Oh, the contact has an email. Let's check. Oh, the emails aren't the same.
Oh,
Well, but it could be a personal email. So I think it was you or it was me who reached
yeah, it
the
was you.
real guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
so
you.
I reached the real guy. Oh, you know what? I have this. I think I put all the cards in the table. I think, hi, sorry to appear like this. I think I was scammed by someone using your name. Do you have a nephew who recommended you? His name is like this. Do you work with this marketeer? And he said, no, I don't know these people. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't know these people. And Danielle then follow up saying, oh, well, someone is using your name. Do you want access to our messages? Because we'll gladly give you so, because they're using your name. They could hurt your image. And and then we reached GameFound, told them about, well, it happened to us. Could be happen to more people. And they said, oh, we can do anything because they aren't really users. There's something, some people reach you. It's harmful, but you know, save those images in case you want to suit them. As like you said, when you put someone in, I think it's sweetman. The term when you put someone in on court.
The word is failing me. Sue. If you want
Sue, yes, Sue,
sue
not
someone.
sweet, sue.
Yeah.
You want to sue them. And so that's that's the limits of game fun. So I was telling this story. So me and Daniel accept. Okay, we lost the €100, but that's okay. That's the only thing we lost because we. Oh, so while we're taking these steps to be sure not to be unfair with anyone, but could be just a strange coincidence. Who knows? So I was trying to stall him, this marketeer guru, with he said, "Oh, I need more graphics to update in this letter. Oh yeah, I'm going to work now. I'll be busy today, but I'll reach maybe later. It's okay. Sorry. Of course, of course." So I was stalling him because I thought we must make sure he can't hurt anything, but anything about our campaign. So we actually gave him access to be marketed on GameFound. You can attribute roles to people who work with you. So, but we couldn't be aggressive to him. So I stalled him and I delete him on the roles, like blocked him, so remove him from the roles.
Mhm.
And I said we have this email list to do this call of arms to our backers. We're saving to having more reviews, so they have a first impression on GameFound with more videos and reviews such as your own and other reviewers. And I said, "Oh, well, let's just unleash the Kraken because we run the risk of his launching first because he did an Asilo newsletter with
Mm.
our links. I don't know what if we will redirect. So we did this call to arms and just a small promoting Asilo and just like this this note important, but it was surgical, important. Uh, well,
Important
important.
notice.
Yes, important enough so people notice. Oh, this is the official Asilo communication. If it doesn't come from this mail, because there are third parties, marketeers, and be aware of that. But not more than this, because we don't want to scare the backers, but let them know that are harmful people. And what troubled me was that we actually act on time, but other person could just give more money or realize the scam much later. And who knows if the campaign actually went through and the scammer just played along and actually promoting the campaign, but somehow having access to suck more money or whatever, and thus sabotaging the project, parasitizing it for own good. And it's not fair to do that because it's a steal, and not just because of money, but because it gives a huge blow to a company's name. It hurts backers, and the backers will only register, and it's perfectly reasonable. Will only register. Oh, these guys were into a scammer, and they'll just mix it up the name of your company with a scammer, and it's very very bad. So I thought we should tell this to Abraham if he would do this video, this conversation. It could actually be a call out to other creators to be aware that this exists, and this scam was very well designed. It was very well
Very
thought.
professional.
Yes, because it actually involved the name of real people, real pages, and he actually did a
Showed work.
newsletter for the game. Yes, yes, and the newsletter was workable. He interacted me every time I give feedback. The newsletter was getting better. It was actually a nice newsletter. Um, and so that's it. That's the story. Um, we're confident that you won't hurt Asilo because the backers are reacting to our emails, to our previous emailing list, so it's raising the numbers at the same time.
Yeah.
Of course, not as much as would be Kickstarter because most of them come from Kickstarter, and not all backers from Kickstarter will be glad to create a GameFound account. Most people don't actually know GameFound for starters.
I think you did the right thing, apart from that misstep, but it is understandable because you were eager to promote Asilo. But it's definitely very important, I would say. And this is from an outsider's perspective. It's so easy to talk about the thing when you're not as involved with it. But from an outsider's perspective, it always pays to have even more research about scams. Whatever the endeavor may be, make sure to take a look at that. Sometimes I get by through a vast antivirus, they're sometimes sending me tips like, watch out. If someone tells you to contact him with this email, make sure that the email actually belongs to the person and all of those things. Mm, but yes, Asilo is definitely not going to be negatively affected by that, especially when it comes to if you have other people. Like in my case, I am promoting Asilo as well, and my viewers know that I am not promoting just any person out there or any group. I actually had a somewhat of a similar, not exactly the same, but somewhat similar experience where I was talking. It was like 2 years ago with a publisher, and that publisher was interested in me promoting the tabletop RPG, but he was very adamant that, oh, and when you promote it, please place this link. And it was a link for a certain politically inclined charity. And I was like, well, I can promote a link to your page, to your store, but I can't promote a link to a charity that I have no connection with. No, 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 but I need you to support me because it's a very important cause. Yes, yes, well, okay, okay. Let's say it's a good cause, but the people that are running that charity, they could be scammers, and this could be the end not only of my reputation but of the YouTube channel. So I'm sorry, I can promote your game, but I'm not promoting any third party or any
Yeah.
whatever. And no, he didn't go through it. I don't know what that link was all about. It could be like a link to a virus or a link, who knows? Never checked it out, but I said I can promote your game, but I can't promote any other thing. So it always pays to be very, how you say,
Mindful.
not very trustful about uh, all people. Like take a look at them critically, and then when you see their honesty, then you can fully trust them. But always keep them on your side.
Mm,
Well, when you're crowdfunding, and people reach you, you're in a very emotional tight spot. Um, you might be want to act rational, but you know you're on fire on that moment because every backer counts, and especially when a small time publisher, when a big publisher, you have this a huge buffer. Big publishers are usually they surpass the objectives by far. But you're a small time publisher. You're happy if you reach like 10 backers. It's great, and we don't have this illusion that we have to reach a lot. No, no, we know our games are niche. That's okay. If we all we get is the same 100 so backers each time, that's okay. We just want to release the games, and people rely on its originality, on its authenticity. We don't want to make this like a huge commercial success to appeal to all the masses, to appeal to educational programs. We don't have anything against it, but that's not what we intend to do. And so, like I said, and you would one thing that makes you a good creator on a crowdfunding is to actually respond to your backers, because it gives them trust. Oh, he replied to me. Oh, he's selling things about, okay, these guys for trust, because they're, of course, they need trust because they're investing their money on a game that doesn't exist yet. It's the promise that you'll receive the money. So it's actually responding to the backers is what you should do. So so the first thing is you think it's not, oh, it's this is a complete stranger. No, this is a backer. And they don't jump ahead giving you links. No, 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 they have a conversation. And so this is well planned. But of course, like you said, you should check these emails. You should, yes, yes, guilty as charged. but
yeah.
but
On
it
hindsight, everyone is wiser.
And we are all at risk of that, of getting impersonated, of people speaking as if they were us. About a year ago, somebody else, well, I think they are still doing it. I'm not sure, but I made it very clear. I always make it very clear. There is like a little very shady group that are actually using me as a sort of poster boy. Like, do you want to know how to play tabletop RPGs? well, turns out that Abraham is part of our group, and I'm not affiliated with them. No, but everybody should be aware that if you want to know if someone belongs to a group or he's running, like I said, an operation, or he's this designer or this publicist, go to the person directly. Go to the
Sure.
website, go to the page, whatever, to the official page, and contact that person directly. Hey, do you belong to this? No. Yeah.
This is where I was skinned because I mistook the game found as an official page, and it is, but not the official page. So it was shown to me, but because it created an association in my mind. Oh, okay, there's this, and oh, so get him with his email, and so that's the loophole. Okay, let's see the official. Is there any official page? Oh, there is. Oh, this mail doesn't coincide, and but other people could just have learned it way later. Of course, other could have perceived this earlier. But if it was the case, I would have a story to bring to you.
And to be honest, we were at the very end, uh, doubting that it was 100% 100% real. And this conversation that the elder had with this marketeer guru, it took several days. The elder was constantly prying on him, say, "Okay, how do you do things? What do you need? How
Yes.
much it would cost?" This took time. It wasn't a one and only conversation. Um,
Come on, Abram. You know my emails. I'm a pain in the ass. I'll go through it a lot, because I want to be 100% sure. But this guy answered well. Go on, go on. Yeah.
uh, and when it came to time to make a decision, we were like balancing the situation. If all goes wrong, we lose some money. If everything goes well, the game is funded in theory, because we have access to a larger pool of followers and
I
potential
even said,
backers.
if we get one backer for each euro, that's great, right? I even
Yeah,
said that.
and
we
to
don't
be
we don't
honest,
ask 60K, but if we get one backer for each euro, that's great.
yeah, and to be honest, and pulling at the quote about the emotional point where we're at. Um, Me and the elder, we don't we're not game developers at full time. We have our regular jobs and
Unfortunately,
our
unfortunately,
yeah,
one day.
and our regular lives and everything that comes in between. And with the deadline coming closer, uh, the margin for error increases. We can't
Mhm.
really actually sit and calculate everything. The pressure is beginning to increase, and well, like Elder said, if everything went well, we wouldn't be here discussing this and bringing awareness to other developers that we have a modus operandi, we have a system. We are already had a game found campaign that succeeded, but maybe some indie developer is just alone with a game and his life savings. And somewhere out there is just a scammer rubbing his hands, waiting for the next innocent
Chance
victim.
to. Mhm. I think it's also valuable to ask for someone else's opinion outside of the project, because that
Yeah,
has happened to me in several times in my life. I've thought, I feel too emotionally invested with this situation, and I always like ask someone else, like it's completely outside, even if he doesn't have anything to do with it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that sounds very like." But
You're
it's
right.
really good that you brought this to the light, because, like I said, there are many entrepreneurs out there that are just getting started, and they need that extra help, because you have gone through that situation, especially since you're basically a three-man operation. You don't have like an entire team
no.
handling
Mhm.
all of the security and the logistics involved to that. So it's definitely something that is worth putting out there.
Yes, uh, it's actually good advice. Of course, a small time publisher, a small team is
More
way
vulnerable.
easier to, yes, to be manipulated. And there are a lot of one-man armies doing games. We know a few. We're actually friends to some of you that you actually promote. I'm quite happy that Portugal is well represented. Seven Sagas, Red Room. We're actually proud to be to see several Portuguese publishers independently of whatever the games are, and but. But for instance, Seven Sagas is a one man, just one man doing everything, and I have a lot of admiration for all he does. We are a small team, but we at least we are a team. But a big team would be more, more hardened against something like this. But at the same time, a big team maybe has more pull, more money, and of course wouldn't be needing as much advertisement. And if it would do already outsource that. Wouldn't be something like casual, something that would just bump into it. But game found for small time creators is it has a huge system, but doesn't protect you from this. It, for instance, it obliges you to define the taxes. The taxes. You have to put the taxes into game fund. You have to make sure you pay the
Mm.
taxes. So it isn't something that he leaves you at your consideration. No, 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 no. He says that you must pay. So when you get the money, the taxes are already taken. So it shows it's actually a European site. So he has this, very well structured, very well defined. You
Mhm,
see, it's
mhm.
actually European site. So Kickstarter, like it's American site. So Texas, it's your problem. We just want our our cut. Take the money, you do whatever you want. Um, but even game forward with all this structure and professional look and whatever doesn't protect you from these scammers. You have to be with open eyes. So the
Mhm.
message we want to bring is that this happens, and we're had a calculated risk. We
Yeah.
lose like $100, but that's okay. We will survive it. Of course, we don't swim on money or anything, but we had these savings to have this. We can have one accident or two, not much more than that. But so it was a calculated risk. But there are people that can even afford this and allow the project to survive.
Now, you mentioned that you did some research on successful Kickstarters and other crowdfunding campaigns in the past. We already have, thanks to this interview, we have a reference of you, of Newborn Games, expressing their experiences with crowdfunding. But would you recommend like your top three other successful campaigns that you saw that people could use as an example or a reference? In my understanding, and I never looked at it closely, but everybody's saying Kevin Crawford does amazing crowdfunding when it comes to tabletop RPG. So if you have like some producer or publisher out there that you would like to recommend to people.
And that's a
I
pretty
have
good question.
one that I use to model. I saw, no, these guys understand this. It's a Spanish company. I don't recall the name, but I recall the name of the game. It's Astro Prisma. You know it?
Mhm.
On Kickstarter,
No.
Astro Prisma. It's this sci-fi small game in A5, full of tables, just a small, small, full of color, very beautiful book. You customize your ship. You have these pew 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 fights. Just 3 rounds, and you have three things. The enemy attacks, then you attack. Oh no, and the enemy you roll for a table for whatever the enemy does, and you roll, and that's it. The enemy did it. It doesn't test anything. It applies the effect. Then you shoot and then use an item. So roll enemy, you shoot, use an item. simple as that. A great fighting system, simple, cinematic, flashy. But what I enjoy that crowdfunding is the way they present it. So they have these gifts, and I apply that logic to Asilo. So we have these flashy gifts because when I saw, oh, this is great. They have a couple of gifts, one, then another. They have actually an animation in full 3D, but we couldn't afford to do that. But I thought, hey Daniel, we could do these gifts, and then you read the text, then showing up layout, a bit of text, showing layout. Instead of boring titles, just put image with the title. So I saw Astro Prisma and I thought, that's great. I wanted the game. So I haven't backed it because I'm saving money for my own game. When you are indie, people think you'll just get the money from the crowdfunding, and you do, but you have something to show. You must have something to show. You can't just ask money. You have to show something.
Uh,
That means
y- you can
you must
promise the
have.
game will be there because there's a remote chance that the game won't exist. So you need to put some trust, some confidence between you and the backer that this is a game. Even if it is a prototype, this is sort of how it looks like. If the funding goes well, then I can upgrade
uh,
it.
so you must have like three, four, half a dozen pieces of art. You must show something. You must do like a mock-up layout. Oh, the book will be looking like this. So we did it for Asilo. All the art is actually art Asilo already has. But part of the money will be invested in more art to come. And so I digress a bit. Sorry, I get enthusiastic by it. I'm always thinking about crowdfunding and Asilo. So, like
Just,
I was
just,
saying,
uh, just as a footnote, the designer responsible for Austro Prisma is named Crescent Chimera. Oh,
that's right. And
Crescent Chimera.
I think it's a very exemplar way of putting a Kickstarter. So what I researched in other crowdfundings was how they were succeeded. So I compiled a lot of them. I don't occur me like one or two examples, but they have one thing in common. The ones I thought they were well structured was videos, links, and references about reviewers, different reviewers saying the same thing. It gives a huge boost to the confidence. You say, oh, this guy says that, this guy says that, this guy. Hey, they're different reviewers. They're it's okay if they differ in opinions because they don't own anything to each other. So it's their gig, but they agree on this. So there must be something in this game. So it's great to show to reviewers. Some, of course, some reviewers won't like your game, but the ones who do, you use it to promote your game. It's great. It's you don't want to say your game is great. Of course, you will say always, but it has gives more strength to have opinion of someone informed, of someone who knows a lot of games, like yourself. You have a huge collection. You have a lot of comparisons to do. So when you say this, okay, this game is unique. This game is this interesting feature. You know what you're talking about. You have a lot of to compare with. So videos, reviews are great. So your job is actually vital for young creators, especially indie creator, uh, because big publishers don't their own names actually carry these gravitas. So for instance, Free League drops a game just by saying it's Free League, people believe it will be good because they're
As a
perfect in
standard.
everything they do. Yes, of course, they
I want to share something funny about Free League. I'm actually probably the only reviewer who super harshly criticized the Walking Dead universe RPG. I pretty much destroyed the initial section. Everything else is perfect. I love it's probably my favorite post-apocalypse zombie game. But the thing about roleplay, oof, I completely destroyed their initial section, and in the next game, the Electric State, everything that I criticized, they apply almost everything they applied to that section, and I was like, hey,
That's
where's my thanks? Because I was the
but
only one
that's
who criticized that, the only one.
no, but that's great. That's great. Well, I did I did something with Vampires Player's Guide. I know I destroyed like half of the book, but Renegade didn't care, you know. But
Mhm.
I think it was a nice try, but no banana. It could be it's a good book, but it could be huge. It could be a great book. It's only okay. But I love when honest opinions and your good opinions, your more positive opinions, I may say, uh, are only they only have this credibility when you don't have any problem criticizing a game, even if it's from a big company. It's okay. They should have known better. So I'm more I have more care with a starting designer because he has a bigger margin of error. He's learning. But a big corporation, I mean, well, I mean, they hire like 6 or 7 writers. How can they fail? How can they drop the ball when you have publishers that just one guy the whole work? I can put this the same balance. Um, so that's one thing, and another thing is to um, another thing is to communicate a lot with your backers. Backers ask, you respond. There's no stupid questions. You respond to all of them, and I mean all of them. All questions in Demon Ninja were responded, even the ones we thought we already answered to that one, but we did. So if the question is recurrent, you put a fuck because it is recurrent, and even by then they ask you, you say, you know, we put a fact, but let's answer to this anyway. You want to be nice. People are giving you money. Is that hard to be nice to people who give you money to produce your games, who believe in your dream? Is that hard to be nice to them? So you must be nice to the people, respond to everyone, and be fair. Because you don't, if unless you just want to do one game. We had this backer from Demon Ninja, so we did the game. We did this good package. You received one, so it was well packaged, you know, in a card box, because we thought we have guys in Australia that will receive. So it has to get there, and
It has to survive the trip.
yes, he must.
Mhm.
And he had like a hit in the, you know, this how do you say, the edge of the book. Um, I know the term in Portuguese, but not in English. But this you know, this hit in the edge of the book, and he was complaining. We thought we were sure the box was great, was okay, it's well um, protected, but you know, it's a long trip, so anything can happen. Even the boat could sink. So we asked, okay, show us a picture, and we'll send you a new book. We, we wouldn't asking more money. We'll just send you a new book. Show the picture. Didn't show the picture. Didn't get the new book. we're,
Mhm.
we're not doubting. We're just, okay. Show the picture. Let's see the damage. We'll send you a new book. We even said we'll send you a new book. Didn't show the
You
picture.
have
We'll
to be
send you a new
careful
book.
because there are those people. There are some people that want me to get you this, and they like,
But
game damage.
but
So please send me another one. Here you go, and they give it
but
to their friend or whatever.
I think it was a fair commitment, because I think it's fair if they want to receive in a pristine condition. But of
Mhm.
course, we wanted to see the damage, and didn't send. But like I said, we try to be reasonable. If there's something that we can do to ease the delivery to the backers will do. One thing we'll do in the Asilo is one option, one shipping option will be to do a free pickup in the cons we'll be visiting. So of course it's very restrictive. We won't be doing a world tour yet,
Who
but
knows?
at least in one or two cons in Portugal, if you happen to be in Portugal and you can afford to be in one cons, you can do a pick in our stand. So you go to our newborn game stand and you pick up your copy. You tell us your email, we will check the list. Of course, here's your book, no
And
charge on
again, it's
shipping. You
because you're not as large as other companies. Because, for example, like 10 years back, I purchased one of the Dungeons and Dragons board games, and it came with it had some tiles missing. And I contacted Hasbro. They didn't even ask a picture. They were, oh, sure, we'll send it to you, and they sent me the additional tiles. But they have who knows how many millions. Like
Yeah, yeah.
they can afford to do that. But yeah, small companies definitely need to verify that before sending something for free.
Well, it's maybe to be. It's a question of being fair, because
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
there are people who pay to have the money. One thing that we ensure is that you back the project, you will receive first before being able in the store. Being
Mhm.
I've had this bad taste in my mouth of backing a game. I won't be telling what it is, okay? But I hadn't received the book, and I saw it's selling in a store. I said, come on, guys, come on, guys!" And it's actually the same price I paid in the Kickstarter. And I thought, man, how come? I mean, so one thing we made sure with Demon Ninja is the price we asked was way below the price we asked selling. We sell it about either 50 euros, but we asked the 35 in a Kickstarter. We thought, okay, we know it's way below, but we're starting. We want to seem fair. We want to seem different. We don't want to seem very, you know, money grabbing. We just want to print the book, and people have it. And even we have a smaller margin. That's okay. We don't have like jobs to pay. So so we're in this. We're proud of it. We'll do the game, and it went well, and people get it. People understand when you're serious, when you have word, and so doing a nice page. Less text, more art, relevant text. The text must be clear, a bit of setting, a bit of conditions, saying why the shipping has that price. And if you are not quite sure about the price of the shipping, do it above what you think it would be, because you can always change to a lower value. Asking more is always difficult, but saying, oh, we thought it would cost $30 to ship through the world, it's actually 25. So good news. So it's actually easier. So and
Everyone likes good
uh,
news.
Mhm.
sure. So it's there are good principles, and the answer to all your backers is have nice videos. Actual play videos are nice. We don't have. We'll be having one of Asilo
Yeah.
shortly, because I think that's what helps to sell the game, and the reviews, and double check the emails if someone offers you marketing services.
I think a lot of people are going to enjoy many of Newborn Games products because just today I was talking with my friend, Full Metal Josh, that is also playing with us in the cult. And I
Hmm.
was mentioning something about Demon Ninja, and he was like, Demon Ninja, what is that? Oh, you haven't seen my videos of Demon Ninja now. Wow. Oh, that
How
sounds
could
so
you?
cool. And
How
and
could you?
the other day, another friend was like, Asilo? What is Asilo? You don't know about Asilo? It has like a sanity system, but it's not complex at all. And oh, I actually was looking for a game that had a sanity system that wasn't like Call of Cthulhu or Call of Cthulhu like mine. So you need to get the word. out there. I'm doing my best, and I hope everyone, like with word of mouth and everything else, they get those people become they become aware that those games actually exist, and
Yeah.
they are there waiting for you.
Oh, thank you,
And,
thank
Now,
you.
and to be honest, I was not expecting having in this conversation in the same sentence Asilo being named as a decent alternative for Call of Cthulhu when it comes to the sanity system. That's that's awesome.
Yeah, it
Well,
feels nice. It feels nice to hear. Thank you. It feels very nice. We have this rough week because of this scam. It feels nice to hear, and we're very proud of what Zil is becoming. Actually,
oh yeah,
it's we streamline a lot, and Danielle wanted it as simple as possible, even in the layouts. And even in the art. And I was the opposing force. No, 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 no. We'll have more. We need more art. No, no, no. But I want few art. I want art like something drawn by a madman. Okay, now then we'll get that art. We'll get that art. So even if it's drawn by a madman, and then Daniel came up with his black hands, these smudges in black to having the pages, okay, I'll draw it out in the layout. So I think it will be a nice little book
yeah.
written by a madman. That is Danielle.
But yours truly, and to be honest, just a small curiosity in my earliest days when I was actually writing my books, writing my stories, I always had this goal, this mission that to write such a deep and heavy horror story. Uh, that it will be printed in a book format, but no one will dare reading it. It was so deep, so dark, so inhuman, um, so monstrous that no one would have what it takes to read the book. And I slowly, in a way, started to realize that that book is not a story. That book is a zeal because
Mm.
more often than not, especially last year when I had an Asilo session with Elder, a chaotic, beautifully chaotic session, uh, uh, I left the table wondering, should I really publish this? Should I really
mhm.
give this to the people? And the answer
What's
is
wrong
yes.
with I enjoy that session. I love it's you know what it's bad for you to know this before cult. I love being offended in the games. Okay, I don't have any filter. So and Daniel knew that, and he humiliated me, and I loved it. I'm a hardcore gamer. Okay, I usually pull my punches when I around people I don't know because I respect their sensitivity, even if I have none. But I respect people's sensitivity. But Daniel knew me. He knew he shouldn't hold any punches against me, and I love Asilo run by him, and it was an amazing session. This is one of this scenario he is talking about, Protocol 2213. Is that
Yeah,
as that one will be in the book? It's an amazing scenario. It involves pregnancy and the fetuses, and so it's an amazing. It's good stuff. Good stuff for a horror story.
yeah, I'm really proud of that scenario.
I,
It
I,
sounds
I
really
enjoy it,
good.
but I'm sick. I'm sick. I of course I enjoy it. I'm a sick man.
Well, thank you, Helder, and thank you, Daniel, for talking with us. Before we wrap this up, is there anything else you want to say before we conclude this interview?
But
I
let's make
just
it
want
happen.
to
Let's make it happen. And Abraham, once again, thank you for having us, for your opinions, for your words, and your amazing work. It is a pleasure to be in your company. And well, just by having you, and I'll take this in a personal note. Just having you say that you like my game, it's worth the journey. Even if the Asilo is not published, if the campaign doesn't go as well as you want, just by having you say that you like my game, it means a lot to me.
And I'm also want to thank you for having this opportunity. It was a joy for me to finally meet you. I love your videos, so it's an honor to me to be present here. I can't wait to play Cult Run by you. And thank you for this exposition to let us share this story. I hope it raises awareness to
Yeah,
new creators, and if they want to reach newborn games to ask specifics, they're welcome. Well, we don't have any issues sharing any experience. We might, save some names because we don't want to share names because for respect of the people, but some small cautions, opinions regarding do's and don'ts, you're free to contact us.
Excellent. Well, thank you to everyone who has been watching this interview. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. You will find the links to Newborn Games' current projects there. Definitely check them out. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and I am stopping the recording in 10 seconds. See you later.